Alright, that last video ended abruptly. Because I kind of went around doing other shit instead of coming to do this, but that's okay. My videos are what they are. So basically, as I was saying at the end of the last video, and like I've been saying throughout all of them, when you touch the pyro statue, you can't get the pyro power because there is no fire power left. Because the Abyss has been attacking the land of fire for years now, and there hardly is any fire energy left. Also, this Archon in front of us is really actually a human. She's not even a real god. So that could be another reason why that nation's kind of weak. But despite that, she is still pretty strong on her own. But she also sacrificed her Gnosis to keep their sacred flame burning. But once it goes out, the nation will basically be overrun by the Abyss. But only certain people know that. So she's basically saying, you know, when Conria happened 500 years ago, the Abyss went through all nations, not just mine.
Unlike the other nations, Natlan never had stable and deep-rooted ley lines, so we suffered the worst of the invasion. The battle against the Abyss was exceedingly long and brutal. In the end, victory came at the cost of our civilization and countless lives. Even then, it took centuries of solving the disasters caused by the Abyss to finally achieve the peace we know today. And still, this is but a superficial victory. The forces of the Abyss have merely been driven back underground. Their threat to Natlan remains as real as ever.
I never have guessed.
The problems plaguing the Night Kingdom are all the more complicated because that realm is essentially functioning as Natlan's ley lines. Immediately after the war, our calculations estimated that we would have a maximum of 500 years before the Night Kingdom was completely lost to the Abyss. But at that time, we were a nation of the destitute. Our people no longer believed in victory, nor did they hold hope for the future. Our civilization was dying, our faith crumbling, and the line of power passed down from the Wyatt nearly severed. If we didn't bring the nation back together, it would be foolish to even dream of defeating the Abyss in the future. So, the Archon had a long and involved discussion with the heroes of each tribe, and finally came up with a 500-year-long plan to save Natlan.
So that's what happened. After finding Kachina, I encountered a strange figure who gave me a series of new memories. Since the plan was mentioned in those memories, I guess I've been chosen to play an important role in it.
Yeah, in one of the other videos, the guy she met, his name was Tupac, and I don't mean like the singer. He was one of her old, like, heroes from the past of one of her tribe. I guess it was her tribe. 'Cause there's 6 main tribes, and he was one of the heroes from one of the tribes, and because he connected with her, I'm assuming it was from the Springs, people of the Springs. And he basically told her that she was the key to saving Natlan. Something to do with her specifically.
But there's still something I don't understand. Those memories showed me the Pyro Archon from back then. And it was you.
Huh? But that doesn't make any sense! The Pyro Archon is supposed to be human! It's impossible for a human to live that long!
No, it's not. We've seen that with Farina. Farina was cursed. Don't they pay attention? If a god curses you in this game, you will be cursed with immortality. That's what happened to the people of Conria. Look at Dane. He's been alive for over 500 years and nobody's questioning him. So why the fuck are we questioning her? I get annoyed with this sometimes because it's so obvious and they mention it constantly, but then you have characters like Paimon like, how is this possible? It's like, how do you not think that it isn't? Like, look at Farina. She was cursed by Focalors and lived as a false god for 500 years. So, I bet you she was cursed as well.
That's right. The hardest thing for humans to overcome has always been time. Or rather, the natural limitations of our lifespan. A god can extend a human's life by using a certain amount of divine power, or subjecting them to a curse.
Like I just fucking said.
But, as we all know, Natlan doesn't have gods like that. We can only rely on our own methods. A human life is like a flame destined to be extinguished. 500 years ago, I placed my life within the sacred flame. Only by dying before my time could I have the chance to wake up again.
So, in other words, this is your second life?
That was all part of the plan?
Yes. We only managed to defeat the Abyss all those years ago because the tribes came together as one. If the Natlan of the future was to have a fighting chance, the Pyro Archons that came after the war had to rebuild the decimated tribes. The goal was to reunite the people and restore the strength of each tribe's Wyab. Once a tribe was back to its full strength, the tribe's Wyab would select a hero, indicating the tribe was once again ready for war. The Chosen would then stand by my side in defense of our nation, just like great heroes of old, 500 years ago.
So that means I'm one of the Chosen?
That's right. You bear the ancient name Umoja, the same one held by the hero from your tribe 500 years ago. It means unity. After your adventure in the Night Kingdom, I trust you've come to fully understand the meaning of that name.
So in other words, you always knew who the Wyab were going to pick from each tribe?
Yes. According to the plan, each tribe was supposed to have been fully restored by the time I awoke. But something went wrong along the way. The 6 heroes successfully inherited the ancient names from 500 years ago, but the intel regarding the plan wasn't passed on to them. Once again, it comes down to the deterioration of the Night Kingdom. Communication between the Sacred Flame and the Wyab has been blocked.
Just like how the Ode of Resurrection failed to bring Kachina back.
Exactly. It's just another tactic the Abyss is using against us. The Abyss may not possess intelligence, but its methods certainly aren't easy to counter. If we want to unblock that information from being passed on, my presence alone isn't enough. The ancient name-bearer must establish a greater connection to their name. So, I've tried my best to help them from the sidelines. Currently, Shalonin of the Children of Echoes, Kinich of the Scions of the Canopy, and Iansan of the Collective of Plenty have all been acknowledged by their names. During your adventure, you too earned the acknowledgement of your Wyab Mualani. In the process, you gained the memories stored within your name.
That leaves 2 people left.
But we have less than a year!
Yes, but we have no choice. We cannot start the plan until all the heroes have been gathered. That's also why I haven't been able to take action despite the urgency of the situation.
But if you knew this whole time, why didn't you just tell me about my role in all this? Wouldn't that make everything go a lot faster?
No, because you would have been like, what are you talking about? I don't understand. And you would have been like that.
Perhaps, but the opposite could also be true. Knowing your destiny too early could mean failing to realize your full potential. Just like your determination to save Kachina, I hope your commitment to this endeavor comes from your own strength of will, rather than a sense of obligation.
So Kinich is important, but we still don't have him yet because his banner's not aired. I do want to get him, though. I liked all of these 3 main new characters. I seem to like them more than anybody else.
So I suppose you're not going to tell us who the final 2 heroes are then?
That's Chaska. She's also a player character as well. She's Animo, but I think she's a bow character, and everybody knows how I feel about bow characters. I only put up with them enough if I really like them. I said I wasn't interested in her at first, but I guess I kind of like her in a way, but she's not somebody I would actually really want to get. Put it that way.
That's right. Their time is yet to come. Putting pressure on them beforehand will only hinder their development.
But what if they don't make it in time?
I can only trust in the judgment of the Wyab.
Okay. I actually was gone for 20 minutes because my roommates brought food, and I had to leave to go eat. I'm kind of frustrated though, because I've been waiting for Natlan for about a year, if not longer. I've actually really been waiting for this, and every time I try to record it, my roommates decide, oh, let's go get food, or let's go do this, or let me go do this or do that. It's like, come on guys, really? Like I said, I think they do it to me on purpose. Like, they wait till I'm working on it to decide to bother me specifically. It's really annoying. And, I don't want it to affect my mood. I know these videos don't get viewed much, but I'm doing this for me, because I actually give a shit about this game. And I actually give a shit about the story, unlike other people. And I actually do care about what's happening in this game. I actually do care. So, I want to try to get fully invested, and I can't with so many interruptions.
I have never believed I could solve this crisis alone. In fact, it was precisely because I chose to trust and rely on others that we managed to get this far.
Okay.
Natlan's salvation lies not in its Archon or any singular individual, but in us all.
Does that mean you...
You're quite perceptive, aren't you? I thought I might get away with avoiding the topic.
Huh? Oh, right! All the stuff you stored here before, where did it all go?
She used it. Well, I think, like I said, because Inan-san said, well, it comes without a price. Like, it comes with sacrifice. So I think when she saved us from the Night Kingdom, she probably used all the relics. Either that or she returned them back to the people or did something.
Even though I sacrificed my power, I still needed a contingency plan to ensure you would make it back from the Night Kingdom. After all, I was the one who allowed you to take that risk. And Milani has an important role to play in my plan. In addition to their sentimental value, the items I stored here held a much more important purpose. Fuel.
Told you.
Fuel? So back then, that's why you...
Yes. The stories embodied by those items are certainly important, but there's an even more significant trait they all share. Every item belonged to a hero of Natlan. Over time, they became imbued with a certain amount of contending fire from being carried in battle. On their own, each item's power is limited. But together, their combined effect can prove quite useful in a dire situation.
She harnessed all the power out of them to break through the Night Kingdom and saved us because we got trapped. I think I made that a separate cutscene of them failing to get out and her breaking it. Because at the end, I didn't want to talk during it, but at the end I was like, it's you! And I kind of ruined it, but it is what it is.
By burning those items, I was able to activate the contending fire stored within them to open the boundary between the two worlds. It was a rather crude approach, so all their power was depleted in an instant, as you can see.
But weren't they all precious treasures? What about their stories?
That's exactly why I dragged you all here. No matter what, I never wanted the Pyro Archon to have to use that power. I'm so sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry for. You all deserve my thanks, actually. If you hadn't saved the totem pole, that area of the Night Kingdom would have been forever lost to the abyss.
But it got enveloped by it when we were running away, though. Yeah, we might have restored it, but we saw it get engulfed. What does that even mean?
And then, it would only be a matter of time before the children of Echoes was met with disaster. Besides, when those heroes entrusted their belongings to me, or the Pyro Archon of their time, it was out of a desire to contribute to Natlan's survival. If they knew those items helped save the present-day heroes of Natlan, they would not mourn their loss.
Even when you put it that way, I still feel bad.
There's no need. Remember what I told you about time? The people and the events of the past are never truly lost to us. We simply carry them with us in a different form. In that sense, we didn't lose anything at all. If you still have regrets, let them fuel your resolve in the battles to come. Your deeds will become new legends and nurture new forms of power just like the items once stored here.
Well, we'd still like to return the favor.
Well, if that's the case, just treat me to a drink sometime. Now that Kachina has returned, we can finally hold the victory feast and celebrate your team's triumph in the Night Warden Wars. And we can all use the rest, that's for sure. Plus, you'll be able to silence everyone who doubted you once and for all, Kachina.
Still, now that I know the danger we're facing, having a victory feast doesn't feel right.
Try not to let it get to you. It's important to stay calm. Worrying about it will only affect your judgment.
And besides, if you start acting all paranoid in front of everybody and then you go and tell them, oh, that land's going to be destroyed in half a year, you're going to set panic. And that's the one thing she said she wanted to prevent. You're basically going back on what you agreed to tell her you wouldn't do. Like, come on.
All right. You should head out. I'll join you in a bit.
Like, oh my god. She's doing the mind thing again. No. Please don't drop me there again. You're doing it. Yep, I'm here again.
When I was young, I used to sit by the hot springs and listen to the stories of warriors from all over Natlan. They attract people from all walks of life. Friends come easy here, no matter what tribe you're from. The people of the springs have never claimed the hot springs as their own private property. They are there to bring all hot spring buddies together.
So this is the girl who is from Milani's tribe, and years ago she was attacked by an abyssal wolf and was clawed in the stomach, and the abyssal power entered her body, but because she had been like that for years before Lumine had tried purifying the abyssal energy from her, her insides had corroded basically, because the abyssal hounds, that's one of their attributes. When you're fighting them, all your characters get corruption. But because this girl is just a simple human, I mean, yeah, she does have a vision, which is fire, but still, it still did damage to her. And apparently she was a good friend of the Pyro Archon. And that thing on her chest was one of the things that she's covering it with her hand. But that was one of the items that we gave to her that she burned up in a fire. So I think that's why she's having this memory of this girl now, because that was one of the items that was lost. But my point is that this girl died. Like, we saved her in time for her to still live like a couple more days, but she still died.
It's been really nice seeing the children in my tribe get older. It's helped me gradually understand the true value of the springs.
So because of her corrosion, she couldn't enter the hot springs, because it would cause her corrosion level to advance. So she was never able to enter the springs, but she still liked them anyway.
I've witnessed their energy, their determination, their absolute passion for life. Even when they cause trouble, I never managed to hold on to my anger for long. It's unbelievable how quickly they win their way back into my good graces. I'm certain Mualani will become a great warrior when she grows up. She possesses infinite potential. I can see it. One day, when I'm no longer in fighting form, I'll come here and tell stories to all the children, just like those warriors did for me. So, you better get busy, Pyro Archon, or I'll end up running out of stories.
She has to go to each one. But man, she lost a lot of treasures that she burned to save us, though, from the Night Kingdom. If she has to go to each one that was burned, we could be here a while.
Our nation is engulfed in darkness. Our tribes stand divided, and yet you promise victory in the distant future. The Abyss is a cunning enemy, one that I faced in battle many times. Were that not the case, I would never understand exercising this degree of caution. My rage will never know absolution, and my power will no longer aid you in victory. But you came to me because you knew you could convince me with just a single sentence. I understand your choice. The heroes of today will forge the path ahead with blood and fire. Just remember to earn us the victory we owed. Otherwise, rest assured, I'll find a way to collect the debt. For Natlan.
Yeah, this has got to be hard on her. They entrusted those things to her, and she burned all of them to save us. And now she has to talk to the owners of the past to try to convince them why she did it.
So, you're gonna head 500 years in the future to serve as the Pyro Archon again?
Wait, this is her mom and sister.
But what about you from right now? You're just gonna die?
You can't ask her those questions and expect her to answer, my dear. The decision is hers to make, and she deserves our support. We will do everything we can to rebuild the tribes. Don't you worry. Even across time, we will all do our part to fight for Nutland's future.
Yeah, Mom's right. We'll always believe in you, sis. Oh, seriously though, Dad should be here. Where is he?
I imagine he didn't know what to say, so he chose not to come at all. Don't take it to heart, my dear. That's just who he is. Just remember, no matter what happens in the future, we will always love you.
I'll come find you one day. I know I can't live that long, but I'll think of something. There has to be a way for us to meet again one day. If there's an answer out there somewhere, I'm gonna find it. So, don't forget about...
She never told us the truth about what happened to her parents. I think it was Paimon asked her if her sister was still alive and she got quiet. I'm guessing they died.
You have my full support on it.
May our children live to see such a lovely son.
No one fights alone.
That was like ether, wasn't it? I've clicked it, but because she's still moving in the scene, can't skip it.
They shall grant us the strength to overcome the next tragedy.
War forged 6 tribes, taught us how to fight, instilled in us what it means to love.
Who will be the one to bring this to an end?
Yeah, if a character's still moving in a scene,
The inheritors of memory and
you can't
legend.
skip it.
Those who grew alongside sun and wind, those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Nutland's fire, the lifeblood of our nation.
That still had to be hard for her though. She had to go back into the past because she said 500 years ago she put her life into the fire and died. So her right now, it's her second life. She was like reborn. What annoyed me is, like I was saying earlier, where Paimon's like, how can you live for 500 years? It's like, did you guys forget what happened to Farina? Farina was a human too. She was a clone of the Archon, but because she was cursed, she was able to live that long. But what kind of is a little confusing, I didn't even hit that. And she literally said, we don't have gods like that, so no one put a curse on me. I only lived this long because I burned my life essence away. So it's different. Also, my sound effects are broken again. Anytime I transition from place to place, it breaks. It's been doing that. Like that. Sometimes it'll break. Like all my sound effects break.
You here for the victory feast too?
Watch her be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Oh, no. I knew Chaska would be here, so I just came to deliver some medicine. I was about to leave, actually. It's not that I don't want to celebrate Kachina and the others. I'm so glad she made it back. It's just... Well, I'll make things awkward if I'm around my sister right now.
Considering you guys had that stupid fight earlier.
Ah, well, you two had a fight, so Paimon can understand.
She didn't cause any trouble during your trip, right?
Of course not.
Yeah, she was super helpful. She gave us a lot of useful information about the Abyss.
That's good. That's all I needed to know.
Is there a reason you asked? You were pretty outspoken when we first met, but now it's like you're holding something back.
You can tell us anything. Come on, girl, tell me.
Maybe it seemed unreasonable, picking that fight with her before you left, but I did it for a reason. Her impulse to fight is extremely strong. Her mental strength helps her rein it in, but she still loses control sometimes. I had no idea what you might face in the Night Kingdom, so I didn't want to take any chances.
So what you're saying is,
You deliberately revoked her, so she'd take that impulse out on you.
Okay, so maybe it sounds a little stupid, but it works pretty well. It helps her keep you cool for a little while, at least. Anyway, I'm just glad you were able to make it back safe and sound. That's all I wanted.
What? Do you really have to go that far? Can't you just talk it out?
No way. Chaska never opens up about her own pain, especially to her family. She can't learn about this, or it'll be even harder to help her.
Thanks for confiding us. I respect your decision.
I appreciate the understanding, and don't worry. I'll find a way to help her ease this burden. Anyway, I need to get going. Enjoy the celebration. Oh, and if you ever need a doctor, you know who to find.
Who would have thought there was a deeper reason behind their argument?
I like how you turn around and she's gone. That was a weird transition. They're trying to look out for each other in their own way.
In the end, it's all the Abyss's fault. Hyman's had enough of them.
Yeah, but it's funny how we're not telling any of these people that our brother is the one leading them. I wonder what they would think of me. If I was Lumion, I probably wouldn't say anything either, because it would ruin your relations. They'd be like, what? Your brother is the Abyssal what the fuck? Like, it would probably ruin things for us badly. Besides, Ether's our little secret. The only one who's ever truly seen him is fucking Paimon. Nobody else in the game has actually seen our brother. Let that sink in for a minute. If I remember correctly, none of the other characters have seen Ether. I feel like maybe possibly Venti and Zhongli have seen him. But they're the only two remaining 7 gods from the original 7, so only they would know. The newer gods wouldn't know. That guy doing a fucking sick dance.
Let's give a huge round of applause to our brave young warrior, Kachina!
Yeah.
Well done, Kachina. Thank you, everyone. I'm so glad I finally made it.
He's just staring into the back of her head, Kanich.
I always knew you could do it. With so much potential at your age, you have a great future ahead of you.
You're one to talk. Don't think I didn't know you were the first person to abandon your team. I'll be dealing with you when we get back.
That's such sass, bro.
I had no choice. My friend invited me. I couldn't just say no.
Oh, really? So you weren't just trying to get ahead in the first round?
Uh-huh.
I wasn't, I swear. I just happened to find that bear injured in the wild, so I stopped to bandage his wounds. When he insisted on repaying the favor, what was I supposed to do? I'm just one person. I figured Kachina would have no trouble replacing me.
But the fact of the matter is that after your departure, everyone else started thinking about swapping teams too.
I'm really sorry, Kachina. It was wrong of us to abandon you like that.
It's amazing that you still made it all the way through to the Night Warden Wars. That's the highest honor.
Big burly man in the background staring like he don't give no fuck.
So, what about you guys? Did you make it far?
No, we lost in the first round.
Our team captain drank too much the night before the competition and turned up late to the stadium on the day. We got disqualified.
You got what you deserved.
Serves
you right.
No sympathy from me.
Alright. There's no need to be like that, Uncle Pakal.
But they kind of did get what they deserved, though.
Dear friends, I'd like to say a few words. Firstly, I'm grateful to my friends and our great Archon for helping to bring me back.
She's like, don't say that to me. I'm suffering with mental internal struggles.
This traveler and her companion Paimon are some of the strongest people I've ever met. If they were allowed to participate in the pilgrimage, I have no doubt that they'd win the whole thing.
And that's how we're gonna get our pyre power.
They've agreed to let me learn from them. With their help, I believe I can become even stronger still. And let's not forget my good friends, Moalani, Chaska, Kanich, and Ayun-san. They all, the Traveler and Paimon, figured out a way to bring me back from the Night Kingdom. They too deserve to be called our heroes. So, Please give another round of applause for them. Thank you so much.
Well said!
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, I'll drink to that too.
How does it feel being a hero, Kachina?
To be honest, it's a bit overwhelming. It all just feels so surreal.
She confuses me as to what she really is, because she has like ears that look like they could be like a rabbit or something. Not really, but like some kind of a mouse animal. But her tail looks more like a deer.
Well, better get used to it. Next up, undefeated champion!
That way I'll also become a champion, coach. How you like that? Get me a little golden star, pin it on my hair and shit.
Hey, please don't make fun of me.
I'm not making fun of you. Don't look at me like that. What was that head turn? Do you want something? Do you want me?
My apologies. I knew more than I let on.
Yeah, I know. I kind of figured.
Everything comes at a price, and most heroes aren't people who set out to become a hero.
Yeah?
If you cling too tightly to your goal, you end up losing things that are far more precious.
Don't say it like that.
But in any case, we're now on the same page.
I hope so.
I wonder how long before the two final heroes appear. From the Flower Feather Clan and the Masters of the Night Wind.
Mm-hmm. So he does know. Yeah, we already said he's been acknowledged. Like, he was lit up on the Bard. When she was like, the 6 tribes need to be acknowledged. And he was lit up on there. So he's already been acknowledged. But of course he would be. Look at him. Fuck. Hello, hello, hello.
I've been through so much all at once. Everything still kind of feels like a dream.
Caught in a dream, snake eater.
Are you still feeling unwell? No, all better now. I told you I bounced back pretty quick, so don't worry about me. I bet you guys must be tired though. Make sure you get some good rest tonight. You gotta recharge so you'll be in the mood to have fun.
I don't know about that. Shinies.